Okay, guys. Just finishing setting everything up here. Sorry, I am definitely late popping on. I try very hard to not be late, but my big guy is, well, long story short, we have a vet coming in just over an hour to check him out. So yeah, usually like I said, I try not to be late. I like to do this every Friday at 1, but he, after sleeping on the couch for a couple hours, he decided he was going to get up and move around, and he hasn't been moving very well lately. The past couple of days is like kind of has these ebbs and flows of, I know, it looks like he's got a limp somewhere in, I thought it was his left leg, but maybe it's just his front end. It could just be his, because he has vertebra in his low back that are fusing. So it could be some sort of back issue, because we all know low backs affect everything. So he's been having, yeah, been a go. And then, of course, when he is uncomfortable, sick, in pain, whatever, any sort of not 110%, he gets very picky with his eating. So I've had to kind of entice him and find things he wants to eat. Yesterday, he ate all my apples. So I'm out of apples. He also was loving on the eggs. Today looks like yam is the preferred choice and fruit. Oh, what a guy. I do a fruit mixture for them. He gets it on top of his lunch, but yeah, so I do apologize. I don't like him to walk around by himself right now because he is a little unstable. So that is why I'm late, because I was seeing if he wanted to eat, what he wanted to eat, wandering around with him, ready to catch him if he decides to wobble too much. So, yeah. And long story, we've been sleeping downstairs. Oh, that's what has been happening this week. Let me know in the comments, guys. How was your week? What's going on in your world? We have, because of his whatever is going on, we thought it might be his old dog syndrome, which is vet lingo for vertigo, age induced vertigo. When he gets too hot, he gets dizzy. So we thought it could be that. Like I said, could be his back, could be, who knows. So we have been sleeping downstairs because I don't want to, if he is dizzy, if he does have some sort of shoulder issue, the last thing we need is him coming downstairs every morning. So I've been sleeping on our futon, which was probably half crap when it was new, and it's not new. So it's really terrible. I have a spring in my hip, in my back, or in my butt, no matter where I try and lay. So uncomfortable. So yeah, you can tell I'm definitely not 100%. I am definitely keeping it low key today, we will say. So that is, what do we have to unwind from? Well, that is definitely what's going on with me. I have my big guy just checking and making sure everything is good. Looks like everything is on the up and up. There we go. Okay, so we are halfway through June. Let me know in the comments, how has your summer been? We have had a surprisingly cool spring. Like, spring was actually really cool and it lasted a really long time. Quite often, they say, typically here, May is the hottest month because there's less rain, there's less storms, and so the temperatures tend to be a little higher at night. There's not that varying between daytime and nighttime. But yeah, May here was actually quite beautiful. Oh, pardon me. And we did not, I think for a large part of May, we did not need to use the AC. It was actually really, really, really awesome here. And then even now, we're in June, obviously, full summer. Our feels like is 40, 41, which is obviously super hot for sure, definitely AC temperature. But I remember last year, and we'll see what July and August bring. But I remember last year our feels like I think we topped out at 46 Fahrenheit, or not Fahrenheit. That'd be pretty cold. 46 Celsius. So that's like I don't know, 100 and something. It's anyway, it's definitely above 100. And yeah, so like I said, our feels like is only 40, 41. So could be worse. And we do have a few good storms that have come through. There were 2 nights we had where we didn't actually have to use the AC because the storms that came through have a really cool breeze, actually just brought the temperature down of everything. It was really, really nice. So super fortunate there. Yeah, and then what else has happened this week? I mean, the past couple days, Friday, so Wednesday, he started being like, I think I'll just lay here and not really move a lot. And I was like, okay, well, you're being a bit weird, but whatever. He kind of goes through his moods. But then I noticed like he was really just laying there. So in the morning, the later morning, I did start to get kind of concerned. I was definitely paying attention to him, but then by the afternoon, he seemed to perk up. He ate his lunch, he ate his snack. He was like stomping around for dinner, and then yesterday morning was actually better. But then in the afternoon, he kind of got a little more lethargic, a little lazier, a little more, hey, I don't really want to move anymore. But then having said that, he was moving around a lot more in the morning, so I'm not sure if he's maybe strained something, like I said, maybe that back, maybe arthritis in a shoulder that we don't know about. Um, we will find out today. Oh, pardon me. But yeah, needless to say, obviously I have not gotten a ton of sleep, but it is what it is, the things we do for our fur babies. So yeah, that was pretty much, and then what did I do earlier this week? Honestly, oh, I had my event. See? Like my goodness, it's funny. It's funny the things I don't want to say that we forget, but when other things crop up that kind of like I don't want to say consumes our world, but um the time has not been flying by. I actually forgotten that I had my event earlier this week because I feel like it's been like I did that last week. My Tame the Beast. So that's right, guys. I did my Tame the Beast event earlier this week. And so if you're interested, I do have the replays. If you're on Facebook, I have the replays in my Facebook group. If you're on YouTube, I uploaded the videos there you can watch. If you're on Substack, I have the videos uploaded there. So pretty much they're just about everywhere. If you're not on any of those platforms, like you're on LinkedIn, I didn't upload them anywhere on LinkedIn. So you can pop over to YouTube or Substack to watch those. And yeah, what other, I don't know, there's so many platforms nowadays, guys. But yeah, I definitely, the most common, most people, if you're not on YouTube, you're on Substack. That's what I find. So you can watch them there. But yeah, it was really good. I had revamped it, not this past go this week, but the time before, I revamped the whole event, changed up what I was talking about, kind of took it a little bit of a different direction, and I really like it. And when I did it for the second time this week, it actually went really well. Um, I flowed with it better. It felt really good, felt really smooth. So I was pretty excited with that. But then having said that, every time I do events and stuff, I definitely love talking about my work. So you can never I will never not have something to say when it regards my coaching business or massage. I can talk about my work, whatever field that is in, I can talk about that for a pretty long time. Hey, bud, what are you doing? Hi. Oh, I'm getting some eyes. What's up? Hopefully he falls back asleep. And that's the thing, he's been still having good dreams. And where are we going? Just gonna keep an eye on him here, but yeah, he's been the past 2 days have definitely been more focused on him for sure. Yeah, just looks uncomfortable or painful to walk. So, oh, but we're still trying to nest our beds. Well, that's always good. Okay. So yeah, I've definitely this morning for sure, I think was the toughest part for me regarding him. I am, pardon me. When things like that first start, you never know. Like maybe he tweaked something, maybe he pulled something. Like I said, he does have this bad back. He may have arthritis kind of forming in different joints that we don't know about yet. My goodness, there we go. So Wednesday morning, I wasn't too overly concerned, but then Thursday, it was kind of like, oh, okay, we're still doing this. Something's still going on. And then I gave him his in the early evening, I gave him his pill for his vertigo. And then he actually did seem to perk up. He did seem to get better. So I thought we had kind of maybe we figured out what was going on. But then this morning, he's kind of back to the not wanting to move, moving around. It's like when he first gets going, this is what makes me think of arthritis. When he first gets going, it's like, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. And then the more he moves, the more fluid it seems to get, which is kind of classic arthritis. Like it's like you kind of seize up from not moving, and then it's like you got to like lubricate the joints. So yeah, hoping it's something pretty simple like that. Although that does have the question of we do have stairs. The bedroom is upstairs, so if he has some bad arthritis in his shoulder, we're gonna have to figure that out. That will be a problem to solve. Um, but yeah, so it was Thursday when he started kind of, I don't want to say going downhill, but not doing as well. And then I gave him his vertigo pill and he got better. Um, and when I woke up this morning, he was kind of, like I said, not moving again. And that really got me because I'm like, oh, I had already booked the appointment with the vet. So I already knew that was coming, but it's very concerning, right? When they don't want to move and things look painful for you can tell that something's not right. um, so I definitely had to it was funny at one moment I had that concern when you get the worry, almost the anxiety in your chest, and then I was like, okay, you have the tools for this, you tell everyone else to do this, so you better be using it. So yeah, I took a few good breaths. And then I did that self-talk. I acknowledged my anxiety and I was like, yes, I'm having a little bit of anxiety because I am worried about him. He's older, he doesn't have a spleen, so like if he is sick, he's probably going to need medication because his immune system, there's a lot of the immune system is I say in the spleen, but the spleen has a good impact on it, and red blood cells are stored there and all these things. So he doesn't have a spleen anymore, so we have to be very careful about him getting sick. So we do have him on supplements and immune boosters and all these things, but the fact is if he is sick, um, then we're going to obviously have to take it very seriously. It's not just a chicken soup and rest for him sort of thing. So it I don't want to say like there's cause for concern, but like he's not doing well, something's obviously wrong. So I am worried because I love him and I want him to be happy and healthy, so that's valid. And then I continued my self-talk with like, you're allowed to be concerned because that just shows you love him and you care about him. Those are valid feelings and I acknowledge those, I appreciate those, but also understand that worry, anxiety does not help him whatsoever. So I acknowledge where I'm at. All these feelings are valid. but they're not going to help me in this moment. So I need to take my deep breaths and let those feelings go. And then, like I tell people, like it really does work. I did feel better, and I'm like, all right, we just need a lot more information. And then, of course, follow up the processing of emotions and stuff with more self talk. I love self talk, helps me the most. And there's quite a few different things that could be going on. And even before, when we, was it 2 years ago? It might be coming up on 3 years ago, but 2 or 3 years ago, we went back to Canada. And before we left, he had had this moment. Well, because the four of us used to go running together. And he kind of had, we actually thought he was having some sort of seizure, but that's how we found out he had vertebra fusing, because while we were running, something pinched in his back. But the problem was, and this happened with my mom, so this is a thing. My mom had very severe, I can't remember what the pain was from, if it was her HS, but she had, something had happened to her, and there was a lot of pain involved, and it ended up triggering vertigo. And the doctor said that a lot of like older age vertigo can be triggered by a painful event. For whatever reason, there's something in the brain where mass amounts of pain triggers this issue that you can now never get rid of. So it turns out that's what happened with him, is when he had this spasm, this thing while we were running, that intense and pain actually triggered his vertigo issue. It's so funny because it's the same issue my mom has. Just he's a dog. They call it old dog syndrome. So I joke that my mom has old dog syndrome. And yeah, but we actually thought there was just one thing wrong, and we took him to 2 or 3 different vets. We got x-rays, we got ultrasound, we ended up taking him for an MRI, all the blood tests. Like, we did every test we could think of. And then so off we go back to Canada, completely unrelated. And I think we were in Canada for about a month. Oh, I think it was about 4 weeks. And so while we were there, I took him back to our old trusted farm vet, Westlock Vet. If you're in Alberta, anywhere in the like north of Edmonton area, Westlock Vet, they are the best there. They really truly are the best. They're farm vets, they are down to earth. They will never do things to try and get money out of you. Like, they have actually told me, "No, your dog does not need this. Don't waste your money on it." Like, they're so good there. So, we took him to Westlock, brought all these test results with us, and she goes and does her own X-rays on him. She comes back. She's like, "Yeah, he's got vertebra fusing in his low back." And we're like, "Oh." And we're like, "Okay, well, what about this happening?" And she's like, "That's just vertigo. He has 2 separate issues." She's like, "They're happening at the same time, but these are 2 separate issues that he has." And we're like, "Oh, okay." So I do think it's funny that we took him all the way back to Canada to finally figure out what was wrong with him. But the point of that story was we were all looking for something more neurological, because his eyes started kind of going. And if you've ever had vertigo and you have the eye twitching and stuff. And so we all thought like maybe he has MS. So we're worried about like lesions on his brain and stuff. Like, no, he has fusing vertebra. And the pain from that initial instance of the nerves being pinched by running triggered his old dog syndrome. So I have learned that never assume anything. This is one of the many things, I emphasize a ton to people, but I need to obviously implement and use it myself. More information, more clarity. Do I have all the information? Absolutely not. So could he have 2 or 3 separate things happening right now? Absolutely. Who knows? I will not prejudge. I will not, who knows? We will find out later. So, going through all that, and I will say, like, yes, watching it, it kind of like it kind of hurts your heart to see them in pain and you literally can't do anything for them. And then he's like, giving me little kisses on the nose, and you can see like the discomfort in his eyes, and you're just like, oh my God. Oh, so you kind of pet him and comfort him the best you can. But I feel like in this situation, well, yes, definitely. I don't want to have anxiety with me. I don't want to have this debilitating worry where, you know, you have to stress clean and try and avoid thinking about it, things like that. But I do think it's perfectly natural as human beings because again, we're not robots. That's the one thing in this work when we talk about processing emotions, dealing with them, letting them go. It's not to be a robot. It's just not to carry around all that baggage forever. That's all. So yeah, it just want them to be comfortable and happy and healthy. But that's pretty much obviously the forefront of my brain. What else did we do this week? I had some great creative moments actually that were really I went off on a tangent on a couple different things. It was great. So overall, I think I definitely had a pretty good week. We did have another night, day without power. I don't remember. This is what I do know when I do get pretty tired. Not only do I get a stuffy face, of course, um, my memory is not good when I'm tired. So I think it was Sunday night. That's right. It was Sunday night, 1 a.m. The power goes out. And then, of course, it flickers back on just enough to wake you up at like 4. And it flickers again. And then, of course, because it's, you know, not that cool out, you're like sweating, trying to sleep. And then we did not get power back till 11:30, I believe, Monday morning. I think it was. So that was a good excuse to do nothing and read my book. Because obviously I couldn't do anything electronic. We had no power, and honestly, it was too hot. You can't go outside. Anything after about 9 a.m. here, it's too hot to go outside. So if you need any yard work, if you have to do anything outside, we kind of try and like walk the dogs twice or three times in the morning um, before it gets too hot out. And that's the other thing. We've been going to the park almost every day. So I don't know if I just overdid his little joints, his little muscles going to the park, but he loves it. He just loves it. But yeah, that was pretty much my week. No power, did my event, this guy. That's what's been going on. So I think my most of my unwind had any other issues. The neighbors have not been my bad neighbors. I have been, how do I want to put it? Politely ignoring them. Like just literally not paying any attention to them whatsoever. And yeah, that's been great. And then my other neighbors, of course, are fantastic. So yeah, I think this actually might be a short episode unless someone wants to have some comments. Um, is there anything anyone wants to talk about here? It looks like, yeah, perfect. But in my very tired, not thinking my normal up to snuff. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. The past couple of days have been doing my work and then paying attention to him, sleeping downstairs, blah blah blah, puttering around, cleaning a bit when I'm not working. So pretty good. It's mostly been. Oh, my nose is just going on me here. Um, Sorry about that, guys. It's mostly just been uh, having those emotions, processing them, dealing with him. Also, obviously, still taking care of Cisa because she's always a bit. Poor girl is just bored out of her mind right now. At least Mimi, every once in a while, Mimi's up walking on the fence, so it's good for her. But yeah, and then just realigning with everything, knowing that whatever will be, will be. One sec, guys. I will be right back. Well, that's better. All right. Yeah, just realigning with the, life. I mean, sometimes we don't always understand it, but I do believe that life really does happen for us, not to us. So who knows? Pardon me. Who knows the reason for his, maybe this is to catch something else, maybe this is, who knows. But definitely the point of that is not necessarily um to dig into the lesson to be taken from this per se, because especially like when it comes to work, when it comes to things going wrong in business and stuff like that, I really feel like, let's say my one client, for example, she had this really big client of hers um, cancel their contract. And of course, she was kind of like freaking out. She's like, why did I lose them? What's going on? How am I going to replace them? Like, this is a pretty big contract. They had been clients for quite a few years. So it was kind of that, comfortable, you thought they were always going to be their thing. And so it was kind of that, okay, well, what are some lessons we can take away? First and foremost, it's that never dropping back into that victim mode of like, oh my God, why me? This happens to me. Life is just kicking me while we're down, like all of these things, right? And staying more in that, like, okay, well, did you do I know you don't do it for clients necessarily, but more of that exit interview of like, okay, why did you choose to cancel the contract? Is there anything we can improve on? Like gaining more information, learning from that, but also understanding that sometimes we do lose big things in order to gain bigger things, right? So keeping that in mind, there's always some sort of purpose. What, why? I don't know. Like even I sometimes I think because my dad passed away when I was 19, big life event, right? Like someone literally dies and you're like, well, what the hell purpose could that possibly solve? I have no idea. There is a couple different things like I can think of, like um I don't want to share all that background stuff and whatever, but um the one thing for sure, there are a few different things like, okay, maybe it was for XYZ. Maybe there was a lesson, like it wasn't even about me. Maybe somebody else in my family had to learn a lesson. Maybe it was because we all needed this to happen to become the people we are today. Like I I I don't think I'll ever know, obviously, like how can I? But I can either pick something that resonates with me or I can just choose to know it helped me somehow because life happens for us, not to us. And we cannot control everything, obviously. So, especially when it comes to him, like, yes, I'm going to do everything possible for him, but whatever will be because I can't control that. And I do believe, especially bigger events like that, everything for a reason. So, at the end of the day, I have to be at peace with whatever happens and I have to just accept it, right? Same thing like with Sisa. Never in a million years would I have dreamed of her having lymphoma. Like, and I could have definitely like freaked out and all the things and stuff like that. But instead, it was like, okay, well, all I can do is the best I can do. I can research, I can, go all the avenues. We just ordered another product for her. And then, like I said, do the best we can, and then just know we've done our best. And then it's out of our hands. Pardon me. Right? Speaking of unwind and align with my little wine cup, I have a oh, this one just says red. It's a red blend. It is the Pata Negra because I love them. And I did not look to see what the red blend is because honestly, I've looked before, but I don't really care that much. A red blend is oh okay. In my past wine drinking history, most of my blends have been high cab sav and high Tempranillo. So I think I just assume all blends are made with those. But yeah, it's that's about it. Like I said, just making sure whatever happens in life, not falling into being the victim, always remaining that more positive, understanding that we can only do what we can, and then we just have to accept what is because literally, what else are we going to do? And that's that. So yeah, all right, guys. I cannot think of anything else to share because that's like I said, he's pretty much been my world the past couple days. Pretty consumed with that little guy. Um, haven't really left the house a lot because it is way too hot. And yeah, so leave me some comments. Let me know how your week went. If anyone ever wants to join me, we can actually have a chat. Let me know. I would love to send you the link to join. And yeah, aside from that, guys, have a very excellent weekend. And I will see you guys next week.